Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Ignition Time. Is there too much slack in the job market, or is the job market tighter than you think? Are there two stories of unemployment? In short, my question is, are there a lot of individuals unemployed and not enough jobs, or are there plenty of jobs and is there not enough supply of individuals? Are employers struggling to hire? Folks, this is a fascinating nuance of this particular pandemic that is unlike anything else we've ever experienced in our country. Welcome to this episode of Ignition Time, where I actually reveal some astonishing new trends that prove that the job market is actually tighter than you might think. In other words, there are individuals who are struggling to hire. I'll explain why, because folks, this is not a black and white subject. Before you come to any conclusion, I strongly recommend that you watch this video all the way through to the end and then you comment below and let me know whether you agree or disagree with the thesis in this particular episode of Ignition Time. Welcome to this episode, everyone. Let's just jump right in. Let's show you this headline from the Wall Street Journal. The job market is tighter than you think, meaning that there are employers who need employees, but they are struggling to find the right employees. In other words, the job market is pretty tight. There's not as much slack as we would normally anticipate because we've talked about high unemployment rates. And again, watch this video all the way through to the end and this will all make sense to you. Solid wage growth and unfilled openings. In other words, employers are looking to hire, but people are not coming back to work, point to much less slack than the previous recession. How does this make any sense when we know that unemployment rates are high? Well, let's just jump right into that. Let's start by showing you this chart on your screen, which shows you the two ways of looking at unemployment. The real unemployment rate shown in blue, and in orange, you'll see the alternative unemployment rate. Now, while the real unemployment rate is at 6%, the alternative unemployment rate is at 9% because there are people who should be counted as unemployed, but they are not officially counted as unemployed because they dropped out of the workforce or were misclassified as added back. In other words, there are two kinds of statistics that we are dealing with here. So why is all of this happening? Let's just jump right in, and why the actual job market, according to the Wall Street Journal, is tighter than what it may seem at first glance. Okay, so here's the data. Some 7.4 million jobs were open in the month of February, above the pre-pandemic level. By contrast, job vacancies plummeted by half in 2007-2009. Now, let's get to the core of why this is happening. This pandemic not only caused businesses to shut down, it is also forcing people to stay at home. Okay, think about this for a second. Individuals are scared of getting COVID. Individuals don't want to go back to work. This is causing a tightening in the labor market. Let's continue the quote from the Wall Street Journal. A mismatch might also be at work. Sectors and regions that were unscathed by the pandemic want to hire, but the available workers are in the wrong place or have the wrong skills. Nevertheless, job vacancy rates are above pre-pandemic levels in most sectors, even leisure and hospitality, which means that employers want to hire, but they are not finding employees to come back to work. So let's take a look at another important quote from the Wall Street Journal. So why does one set of numbers suggest the labor market is slack while another suggests that the labor market is tight? The discrepancy goes back to how this recession is fundamentally different from the last recession. In 2008-2009, the financial crisis wiped out businesses and it dried up credit. And as a result, there was less demand for goods and services, and consumers stopped spending, which means many people lost their jobs. And so workers couldn't find work because employers were not hiring. Now, here in this case, things are completely different. In this case, the pandemic has impacted small businesses which shut down and are now starting to reopen. And the supply of workers also reduced because workers withdrew from the labor force, leading to a reduction in the labor force participation rate, which, by the way, accounts for the skewed statistics as far as unemployment are concerned. Some people say unemployment's low, some people say unemployment's high, but this is because many individuals decided to drop out of the workforce because they had other responsibilities like family and childcare. And in addition, many individuals do not want to go back to work because they are still scared for their health. Let's show you this chart, which shows you the job openings as a share of unemployment plus openings in the leisure and hospitality sector and in the manufacturing sector. Let's move from the left to the right. You'll start to see that more and more jobs are available, but the supply of labor is actually tightening because there are not enough individuals to go back to these jobs and take these jobs. And as we go through this chart from the left to the right, I want you, our viewers and subscribers, to know that adjusted for population growth, okay, the labor force, which means people who are looking actively for work, is actually 5 million smaller than it was prior to the pandemic. So post-pandemic, okay, businesses closed down, then started opening up, but the number of people who are actively looking for work has reduced by 5 million. Therefore, businesses are finding it difficult to hire folks. Now, these are national trends. I want you to know that every state is different, every city is different, but I want our viewers and subscribers to understand how complex and how different this particular pandemic has been, because we're not just talking about businesses getting clobbered and consumer demand drying down, which, by the way, is not what's happening here. Businesses are starting to open up and consumer demand is projected to be higher than ever before. But where are the people? People have either dropped out of the labor workforce or don't want to go back to work even if they're vaccinated, because they are concerned that they may come into contact with other individuals, especially if you're working in leisure, entertainment, hospitality. You don't know whether the person you're serving or whether the person you're assisting in a movie theater, in a restaurant, has been vaccinated or not. You don't know if they, won't put on their mask or if they accidentally cough or sneeze around you. I mean, that's going to frighten anybody. So this is causing individuals to not want to go back to work. And then on top of that, you have the unemployment benefits. So you have essentially the perfect storm where you have people concerned for their health. You have high unemployment benefits, relatively high thanks to the American Rescue Plan. You have the stimulus checks. You have all sorts of other credits which are actually discouraging individuals from going back to work, which then causes more tightening in the jobs market. So folks, what is happening is the pandemic is making sure that people are not looking for a job, effectively making the job market tighter than ever before. Here's a quote from the Wall Street Journal article. A Census Bureau survey in late March, very recently, found that 2.6 million people were not working, were not working because they were sick or they were caring for someone who was sick, and 4.2 million people were afraid of catching or spreading the pandemic. And there could be some overlap between these two groups. Also, fear might be the single most important factor that is holding people back from going back to work. And the fear, by the way, makes this recession completely different from other recessions. The previous recession, the 2008-2009 recession. So you are not fearful of going back to work like you are now in the middle of this pandemic. One last important point from this Wall Street Journal article. This is expected to change as more and more people indeed get vaccinated and get back to work. Here's another quote from the Wall Street Journal article. As vaccination spreads, the virus-related obstacles to working should recede, and economists expect the labor force to rebound. This could create a Goldilocks type scenario, historically high levels of employment, in other words, we all get back to work, and robust wage growth for workers, which is extremely important, especially individuals in travel, leisure, entertainment, and hospitality, who were the most significantly impacted during this pandemic. To make a long story short, people should be able to get back to work as the fear subsides, as more people decide that they do indeed want to work. Now, again, this was a general video, so this may not apply to every specific situation, but I want our viewers and subscribers to understand that there are factors not just on the demand side, but there are also factors on the supply side, because not enough individuals are available to or want to work, and that is compounded by other factors like high stimulus and unemployment benefits. Thank you so much for watching. Please click the like button, please subscribe, please enable notifications. I appreciate you. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. Take care. Bye.